Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.
Hello, I'm Lori Steiner. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, opting into your health insurance can help your health. We'll explain. Then, should you put your cash in crowdfunding? We'll investigate this new way of investing. Knee replacement is revolutionary, but is it always the answer? We'll offer options. Plus, you want to change your life in your Act 3. We'll help you visualize your future. And we'll explore estate planning for your online accounts.
It's time to get GOing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. No one wants to catch a cold or feel the force of the flu, but since they're so prevalent, is prevention really possible? Jim Arbogast and Kathy Golovin say yes, and it's all in your hands. Jim is the president of Hygiene Sciences and Public Health Advancements at Gojo Industries, and Kathy is Chief Health Officer at Medical Mutual of Ohio. So welcome both of you to the show.
Thank you.
So Jim, I hear Gojo and Medical Mutual had conducted a study about colds and flu in the workplace recently, right?
Yeah, we just completed it and it will be published soon. In June, actually June 9th it was published, and we were building on the decades of hand hygiene science and research that's been done. In this case, we wanted to look at preventable healthcare claims or doctor's visits, and we worked with MMO, Medical Mutual of Ohio, to be in an office setting for a variety of reasons. We spend a lot of time in the workplace.
Absolutely.
We know that people come to work sick, unfortunately, but that's true, and that means you've got germs like cold and flu passing around the workplace. They can be transmitted through things that we touch frequently, coffee pots, door handles, copy machine buttons, elevator buttons, and last but not least, the office desk has a lot of germs that can get you sick on it, or even a home office desk. There was one study that showed over 400 times more germs on your desk than on a toilet seat.
Oh boy, okay, yep. So I see why the study was needed. Now, what did you do in that study?
Well, we put Purell throughout 2 intervention sites, 2 office settings. We provided it at the employees' desks, a bottle of Purell gel for hand sanitizing and a canister of wipes for hand sanitizing, and throughout the workplace, so the common areas like meeting rooms, the cafeteria before you eat is a key moment, and providing that extra hand hygiene resulted in a 24.3% reduction in hygiene preventable claims or doctor's visits. So we only measured cold, flu, gastrointestinal illnesses like stomach flu, and the result was 24.3% fewer visits for that group that was in the study population versus the control office site that did not have this Purell Advanced Workforce Solutions program.
Wow. So Kathy, it's great that there was avoidance of colds and flu, but there's a bigger picture here, right?
Absolutely. As a health insurance company, we're always looking at ways to help the health of our own employees as well as help the health of the employees of our partners and customers. And so these type of illnesses that are spread by germs impact the economy. There has been studies that show that the U.S. economy is impacted by about $576 billion a year because of workplace illness. And this 40% of it is actually driven by lost productivity from people that are absent from work or those people that show up that are sick and aren't as productive as they could otherwise be.
Right, right. So companies are now implementing this kind of wellness program, right? And it's helping long term, it sounds like.
Absolutely, they are. But people have been investing in wellness programs forever. And what we have found is about 50% of employers with 50 or more employees actually offer a wellness program. But those wellness programs have a long return on investment period, and they're pretty expensive. The average cost is about $700 per employee per year. And that's why the whole industry is valued at about $6 billion. But a hand sanitizer program like the Gojo Purell program is incredible because it has quick returns on investment. It actually pays for itself very quickly. And It shows that 80% of illnesses are actually transferred through your hands, and although this program of putting the sanitizer around the building has an upfront cost, it pays for itself in reduced claims costs, and employees love it.
Wow, it sounds like a win-win for everybody. I wish we had more time to talk about it. So, you gotta hand it to Gojo Industries and Medical Mutual of Ohio. Simply by highlighting hand hygiene, you can help your health. My thanks to Jim and Kathy for sharing this hands-on approach with us today.
Find out more about Medical Mutual of Ohio by visiting www.medmutual.com/go or call 1-844-606-5387. Next, online investing. But first, at 17, her simple bathing suit ad made a big splash, starting her career as the first supermodel of the 60s and 70s. Can you name the model who was the first to suit up for Sports Illustrated several times? We'll have the picture-perfect answer when we return.
Hilltop Village Apartments is retirement living at its best. Residents enjoy a wide variety of activities and living services with all large first-floor apartments, private screened-in patios with beautiful park views, daily dining room meals, free laundry facilities, 24-hour staff, and so much more. Enjoy safe, comfortable independence at a very affordable price. Call today for a tour and learn how you can get your first month's rent free. Hilltop Village Apartments, retirement living at its best.
Now 68, all-American model Cheryl Teagues also added fashion designer and environmental activist to her list of credits over the years, plus the title of mom at age 44 and again at 53. And in 2001, after posing in a bikini for the cover of More magazine, she earned praise for breaking age barriers related to fitness, fashion, and beauty.
You may have heard of flash mobs, but how about cash mobs? I'm talking about crowdfunding, where you invest or donate money online for a cause, project, or person. And now this financial funding has extended to investments. Now, is that a good thing? Let's ask Jim Lineweaver. Jim is a certified financial planner professional with the Lineweaver Financial Group. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me.
First, give us a bit of background on this crowdfunding phenomenon.
Yeah, it's growing rapidly,
Yeah.
so we want to get a handle on this. But really, it started over the internet, where what you can do is, if you think about with all the millions of people all around the world, if you can try to create a decent cause or raise money for different investments, if you can get a small piece from a lot of different people, you might be able to add up to some large numbers. So you might have had, like we recently had somebody that was unfortunately diagnosed with cancer, a student in my kid's school district, and the actual parents put out to try to raise money in the community for that child. That's an example of this crowdsourcing and crowdfunding to try to help those people that might not be less fortunate. But what ends up happening is it can also relate to the investment world. So back in 2012, Congress enacted an act that actually allows this to take place on a more formal basis for investing.
Okay, so what does that law say?
Well, this is the jobs law. So it's a jump start for our business startups, and it's called JOBS, and it's the Act of 2012. And what it basically does, it puts two regulatory bodies together, the Securities and Exchange Commission and FINRA, the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. And it says, how do we regulate these types of investments where people are raising money for a wide variety of reasons? But they have to have some regulation to it. So what they did is they said, these people that want to raise this, they have to become a member of the National Association under FINRA guidelines, and there's certain rules and protocols they have to abide by, because you can imagine if you're trying to throw something out on the internet, you could have a lot of scams too, so you got to make sure these are legit.
Okay, so they have all these rules for it. The rules are in place, so now we are allowed to invest, sort of an online thing where you go to some place and find the portals and invest? How does this actually work?
So, well, what ends up happening is you have to meet certain criteria. So you have to have $200,000 of earned income, and you have to have $1 million net worth. So once you accomplish those two, there's different portals, and if you want to reach out to your financial advisors or other professionals in the area, then they can put you in touch with some of these. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to get a formal type of a document that you'll be able to look through and read through, and those aren't easy. So, you know, just like a prospectus or something like that, but it's going to be a formal document that's going to lay out all the parameters, and then therefore what ends up happening is you should probably take it to a third-party professional to see if this is something that you really want to participate in.
Okay, so if we qualify, should we? invest?
Well, that's another thing, because this could be from hedge funds to operating in a technology startup in Israel to real estate to you can even do commercial art or jump into a class action lawsuit that you're not even a part of in this crowdfunding. So
wow.
Wide gamut. So chances are you could have potential for very high returns, but you could also have very high risk. So it might not be for a lot of people in retirement that are on a steady income or budget or something along that nature, but if you're trying to accumulate money and maybe for the younger generation, this could be a big source of funding for investments in the future.
All right, but check it out and talk to your financial professional. If you want to be with the in crowd and invest online through crowdfunding, remember to do your research, understand the risks as well as the possible rewards. And for more help, give Jim a call. His number's next.
For more information, call the Lineweaver Financial Group at 1-888-313-4009 or click to www.lineweaver.net. Next, need to know. Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. The world's best golfers will be in our backyard June 30th through July 3rd for the World Golf Championships Bridgestone Invitational. Firestone Country Club will host the games earlier than usual due to the scheduling of the Summer Olympics. To catch the clubs in action in Akron, call 330-245-2303 or visit www.worldgolfchampionships.com.
We're on location at Metro Health Studio, and we have a question for you. Do you think you need a knee replacement? You may have second thoughts after we share a second opinion. Dan Zalewski is here with options for your knee arthritis other than an operation. Dan is a physician assistant in orthopedics at Metro Health. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Lately, I mean, it seems like getting a knee replacement is just sort of a rite of passage. You get to a certain age and there you go.
Well, it doesn't have to be, and we try to not let it be a rite of passage. We look at a knee replacement as the last resort when it comes to treatment for knee arthritis. Arthritis is a loss of cartilage. So here's a model of the knee, and you see the blue stuff here is all cartilage. That creates a nice smooth articular surface for the joint to glide upon.
Okay.
But as we age, and we think it has a lot to do with genetics, the main cause, this cartilage can wear. And when it wears out, that's the definition of arthritis. Oh, okay. Now, the way we approach treatment of arthritis is to relieve pressure from the knee itself. So if you can focus on strengthening, muscle strengthening, if you can focus on keeping weight off the body, for every 1 pound of body weight you have, you're putting about 7.5 pounds of pressure on the knees. And that's just walking around. That's not doing anything more extraneous. If you can keep pressure off of that, then you can control the pain. And if you can control your pain with arthritis, then you don't need a knee replacement.
You don't want that surgery just yet.
You do not.
So why wouldn't you want the surgery? I mean, how hard is the surgery?
The surgery is something not to be taken lightly. It takes a certain mindset to get into something like a knee replacement. Of all the joint replacements, the knee is probably the most painful to recover from. It takes a good 6 months of recovery time and really hard work to get the real full benefit of the knee replacement itself. If you're not willing to put in that work, or you think that, you know, when you wake up and the surgery's done, you're cured, you're not going to be happy with the knee replacement. You're going to go back to stiffness and pain. Okay, so when the cartilage kind of wears down, it doesn't grow back, so, right? No, there's certain types of things that we can do to try to promote cartilage growth, but when it comes to arthritis, that's not really an option. That's more reserved for a young person with a sports injury that has a big chip of cartilage taken out. We can try to grow some of that back. But when it comes to degeneration from arthritis, there's no getting it back. Once it's gone, it's gone. What we try to do is relieve the pain and the pressure. Okay, so one is lose weight. You mentioned that already. How about exercise? Are there specific exercises for this? Absolutely. We try to make sure the patients go to physical therapy, or at the very least are doing exercises on their own to strengthen the quadriceps muscles, the thigh muscles, because they take a lot of pressure. If they're strong enough, they can take a lot of the pressure off of the knee. Okay, so what specific types of exercises? We do straight leg lifts. where you have your knee in full extension, your leg in full extension, and you're lifting and repeating like that. Putting ankle weights on if that gets easy. And then same exercise, we tilt out to the side like this. If this is your foot, and you're tilting out to the side like that. And those are two exercises you can do that isolate specific quadriceps muscles.
Okay, so if you've tried all of that and you're still in pain, then it really comes to surgery? Possibly.
There are cortisone injections that we can attempt. There are gel shots that you can do. Of course, anti-inflammatory medications like Motrin, Advil, Aleve, or prescription strength versions of those are very helpful. You know, if all else fails and you've tried everything and your life is revolving around your pain and you have none of this stuff left, then yeah, we advise the patients consider it. However, you have to consider it at a certain age. You really want to stave off getting a knee replacement before your 60s. These have a shelf life of about 10 to 20 years. Okay. And you don't want to have to go through it again. No, you really don't. It's not the same procedure the second time around. It's much more difficult. Okay, wow. Coping with knee arthritis may not be easy, but there are options you need to implement before surgery is the only solution, since those changes could actually help. And as Metro Health says, change is healthy. My thanks to Dan for this need-to-know information. My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
To learn more, call Metro Health at 216-778-7800 or log on to www.metrohealth.org. Up next, Seeing the Future. It's time to get up and go, an exercise segment on golden opportunities.
Hello everybody, it's Mike Carbon from Breakout Fitness, and we're here today to show you how to strengthen that core and the ever-important abdominal muscles. You ready to go? Let's flatten those abs. Let's do it. All right. We're going to do a basic crunch today. We're going to start lying flat on the ground. We want our feet flat as well with our legs bent at about a 45-degree angle. From here, you have two options. Either place your hands above your eyes, or you can give yourself a hug and cross your chest. All we're going to do is keep your chin pointed towards the ceiling, squeeze the abdominals, and bring your shoulder blades off the ground. We're looking for 15 to actually 20 repetitions here. All right, how you feeling, Lori? Oh. Keep them coming, come on. We need at least 3 to 4. I can do it. You got it, all right. We need at least 3 to 4 sets of these. Remember, slow and controlled movements, and you gotta remember to breathe. Do not hold your breath. You're looking good. 6-packs on the way. All right, everybody, now it's your turn to get up and go.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 6105 Parkland Boulevard, Suite 140, Mayfield Heights, Ohio, 44124. You're ready for your Act 3, that time past child rearing and years of working, but you're not really quite sure what you want this stage of your life to look like. There is a way to see into the future, and Chris Schroeder is here to show us how. Chris is a certified professional and personal coach and an independent member of Life Leadership, a personal and professional development company. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
So we're talking about looking into the future, but this looks like you're doing an arts and crafts project. So how do these two fit together?
You know, the big thing with this is called vision boarding. And what you're doing is you're taking these ideas that you have in your head and bringing them to life by putting them into a pictorial, words, quotes, anything like that that's going to make you be more committed to seeing the end result of the goals that you want to achieve in life.
Oh, okay. Something tangible you can work for then.
Exactly.
So you've got lots of different pictures and sayings. How do we know what kinds of things to collect?
You know, the thing is basically, what are you interested in? What, perhaps maybe you want to write that book that's been on the back shelf for years, and you want to suddenly, you know, I want to do that today. So what does it look like? What does it, what's the title? What is your story? What's it going to be like? And when you can bring all of those things to life, it's very exciting. It's basically writing down your goals and putting them into pictures. And when you have this in front of you, it makes you to be a bit more committed to doing this.
So it can be relationships, career, finances, whatever it is that you're interested in looking at.
Right.
It seems like, though, when you've got a lot of ideas, it could be overwhelming knowing how to get started.
The biggest thing is just to pick 2, no more than 3 areas that you want to focus on. And because otherwise you're going to just have a lot of hodgepodge and nothing's going to get done. It's kind of like that extra drawer in the kitchen that holds everything in it.
The junk drawer.
Right, and you don't want to have that. So you pick a couple of main ideas, and then you start to go from there. You can download pictures from the computer. You can look in magazines. If you have some famous quotes, verses that are important to you, anything like that.
Well, show us how you start building your vision board.
Well, right here, really quick, this is our favorite beach to go to, Ocean Isle Beach, which we're leaving for in 1 week, so I'm excited about that. So that represents family time. And this is in regard to perhaps writing a book, Once Upon a Time. And so this would just be the beginning of this. If I was going into more detail, I would be, you know, adding more to this. Exactly. This is in regard to travel. I'd love to go back to Europe again sometime, and so this is in, you know, going to some places that perhaps we haven't been to before. And when you can see it, it just comes to life more. This is in regard to having gratitude for people that have done something kind for you. This is actually a note from a young man that gave that to me when I did a mission trip in Haiti. So you can see how when you get these quotes in there, and it doesn't have to be fancy. Some people like to embellish. You don't have to have a special pair of scissors to make a pretty outline or anything. It's just something that's going to motivate you to reach your goals and dreams.
And once you reach those goals, you just start again?
You'd start another one.
Okay.
So it's really fun. I mean, it could be health and fitness related. Perhaps you'd like to be in the Senior Olympics. And you'd like to, what's that going to take? How long do you need to train? What event would you like to participate in? And so many of us have put things on the back burner during our adult life because we've been raising kids and doing things, career, things of that nature that, you know, we haven't done a lot for ourselves.
Time to get it off the back burner, onto paper.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
They say seeing is believing. Well, a vision board could not only help you see your Act 3, but to believe in it and make it happen. Need help to make your vision a reality? Give Chris a call. Her number's next.
To learn more, call Life Coach Chris Schroeder at 330-603-0428 or email her at chrisschroeder613@gmail.com. Next, who will inherit your online information?
Here at Metro Health, you know you matter when it matters most. Here, we are the city's best at preparing for the world's worst. Here, we are the only verified burn center in Ohio for adults and children. Here, you'll find exceptional clinicians with extraordinary hearts. So the work we do here at Metro Health makes an impact here, out here, and right here. Metro Health, we're here for you, for all of you.
Did you miss a phone number or website? Then here's your second chance because we're going to list all of that information again. Then we'll be back with help for dividing up your digital assets. More and more of us have digital assets today. If you're asking yourself, what's a digital asset? Just think of all the accounts you have online. For example, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Amazon, online banking, Etsy, just to name a few. What happens to these accounts, your precious pictures, or even your money if you become incompetent or die? Well, first you should know that so far Ohio hasn't enacted any legislation. The Uniform Law Commission is a group that creates a law to address these assets. They're currently working to address it. Now, this commission is a group made up of lawyers from every state, Washington, D.C., Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. They've been working for the uniformity of state laws since 1892, and they have one purpose. That's to study and review laws of the states to see which ones should be uniform. Then they work to create uniformity by proposing statutes. But just because it's proposed doesn't mean that it's going to cover all of these places in all the states. The commission creates the proposed law, but it's not effective for anybody until a legislature adopts it. Sometimes the laws are adopted as written, and sometimes they're modified. So what do you do in the meantime while you're waiting for the legislature to decide? Well, while Ohio works things out, your power of attorney, will, and trust can still address digital assets using the uniform law as a guide, giving power to your power of attorney, executor, or trustee to access those assets. This can include online files, accounts, data, storage, online backups, online book and music and software providers, communications, internet services, email, accounts with banking, brokerage accounts, virtual currency, and other financial services accounts. Then there are those service agreements. You know the terms you agree to when you set up an account, and like most people, you may click agree without even reading them. If the terms don't allow access and a law does allow access, there may be some fights in the future. But for now, keeping lists of all your accounts, login information, and passwords can be invaluable to a power of attorney or executor trying to round up all of your assets. If you need help accounting for your online assets in your estate planning, give us a call. The number's next.
Call Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information or to schedule a speaker for your organization. Or log on to www.ssnplaw.com.
Thanks for joining us. On next week's show, could a new law lighten the load on caregivers? We'll look at likely legislation. Then, imagine makeup that stays put permanently. We'll take a close-up look at this kind of cosmetics. Plus, Here Comes the Bride. We'll reveal how one woman's Act 3 includes having a beautiful smile on her wedding day. But until then, please remember to make the most of your golden opportunities.
If you'd like to join our kitchen conversation, visit our website, www.goldenopportunities.tv. Like us on Facebook. Call us at 440-742-GO-TV or email us at kitchen@goldenopportunities.tv. We'd love to hear from you.
Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.